So my name is Aiden. I'm the owner of House of Assembly, and we launched in about 2016 with just like an espadrille line, so very printed, like colorful footwear and sandals, and then eventually by 2019 we kind of pivoted to handbags. I don't know if I ever actually decided to become a fashion designer, but growing up I had a grandmother that plowed a lot of straw, and she lived in Exuma as well, so every summer I would kind of help her do that in terms of planting straw and then selling to vendors in the straw market. And you know, I think when you grow up doing things, you don't really see it as a career opportunity. It's just something that you do. But it wasn't until the end of high school that she actually passed away that I kind of reframed things and ended up deciding to go to art school. Yeah, I did internships and apprenticeships at a few different firms at Ralph Lauren when I was in school. And then by the time I graduated, I did a year with Stuart Weitzman and then a year with Reebok and then about 6 months with Tory Burch as well. So my customer base right now, I would say, is about 90% Bahamian and 10% other. And when I refer to other, I'm referring to Caribbean, US, and sometimes Canada. But I think in terms of appetite for the brand thus far, it's been mostly the Caribbean. And I think it's just because people in the Caribbean just find that connection to the vibrancy and the patterns and the prints, just because of the environment that we live in. In regards to the Creative Entrepreneurship Initiative, I really like the fact that creatives in the Bahamas and in the Caribbean are being given this opportunity to kind of learn more about the intellectual property rights and kind of like the ownership that goes behind it, because I think as a lot of entrepreneurs, we don't have that background in branding and legal and training and copyright infringement. And I think that's why a lot of small businesses don't end up doing as well as people that have that background. So I'm really excited for the opportunity to learn more about that and to be able to do that through the grant funding that we've been awarded.
Since I've been engaged with the SBDC, not only have I gained tremendous business information, but the support that they give you for helping me to do the proper business step-by-step protocols. They're there to assist you. I can call my advisors anytime and they are willing to help. To navigate these waters is very tough if you don't have any information or any help. SBDC, they walk you through it. Not only do they walk you through it, they get you in contact with people, networking me and getting me involved with other small businesses. But support, number one, is the main thing. The money is also great. So a live business for us has been crucial, mainly because they're receptive to our needs. They respond to what we want, where we rely on the internet, we rely on the phones heavily, we rely on money transfers through our website. The live business, the SBDC, has been there, and I think that they're beneficial to us.
Hi, I'm Ivana.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
I'm the owner of Bakehouse.
I'm the owner of Mother Freeze.
I would say working together under one roof is interesting. We're both chefs, but we're a totally different type of chef.
Husband and wife in 954 square feet for a whole day. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been baking ever since I was a little girl, and it has always been a dream of mine to share my crafts and my talents with the public and the community.
Mother Freeze was something that was buried in my head 2 years back. I was a chef for almost 30 years, so a lot of these are savory items that I translated into ice cream.
So what we do is we try to introduce new flavors into our donuts and pastries. We like to make sure everything is seasonal. Donuts are a big hit. They love the complexity and the flavors. The cookies are also popular. Coming in third are the croissants, and we pride ourselves on baking in small batches so that every customer get a fresh product every time. Just the pure joy in seeing the happiness when a customer bites into one of my baked goods, it really brings me joy.
Mother Freeze was created for all generations. It's just a Bahamian cultural thing of driving for ice cream on Sundays with the family that I want to keep in our culture. I don't make any compromises with the recipes, with the names. I wanted to use all Bahamian names, the real deal. Ice cream needs pastry, you need the savory element. I feel like it's the perfect foundation for two small businesses to start, and then you can branch out in terms of how your brand strength is. The grant from Access Accelerator certainly propelled me into what I am today.
Definitely jumpstart my business and it's given me the boost that I needed. So I'm very grateful for it.
Persons who are very serious in business, you have to be persistent in crafting something that's special. With me, it took over 2 years.
Certainly go after your dreams. It may seem like a daunting task in the beginning, but it's certainly going to be worth it in the end.
So my name is Aiden. I'm the owner of House of Assembly, and we launched in about 2016 with just like an espadrille line, so very printed, like colorful footwear and sandals, and then eventually by 2019 we kind of pivoted to handbags. I don't know if I ever actually decided to become a fashion designer, but growing up I had a grandmother that plaited a lot of straw, and she lived in Exuma as well, so every summer I would kind of help her do that in terms of plaiting straw and then selling to vendors in the straw market. And you know, I think when you grow up doing things, you don't really see it as a career opportunity. It's just something that you do. But it wasn't until the end of high school that she actually passed away that I kind of like, you know, reframed things and ended up deciding to go to art school. Yeah, I did internships and apprenticeships at a few different firms at Ralph Lauren when I was in school. And then by the time I graduated, I did a year with Stuart Wiseman and then a year with Reebok and then about 6 months with Tory Burch as well. So my customer base right now, I would say, is about 90% Bahamian and 10% other. And when I refer to other, I'm referring to Caribbean, US, and sometimes Canada. But I think in terms of appetite for the brand thus far, it's been mostly the Caribbean, and I think it's just because people in the Caribbean just find that connection to the vibrancy and the patterns and the prints, just because of the environment that we live in. In regards to the Creative Entrepreneurship Initiative, I really like the fact that creatives in the Bahamas and in the Caribbean are being given this opportunity to kind of learn more about the intellectual property rights and kind of like the ownership that goes behind it, because I think as a lot of entrepreneurs, we don't have that background in branding and legal and training and copyright infringement. And I think that's why a lot of small businesses don't end up doing as well as people that have that background. So I'm really excited for the opportunity to learn more about that and to be able to do that through the grant funding that we've been awarded.
Since I've been engaged with the SBDC, not only have I gained tremendous business information, but the support that they give you for helping me to do the proper business step-by-step protocols. They're there to assist you. I can call my advisors anytime and they are willing to help. To navigate these waters is very tough if you don't have any information or any help. SBDC, they walk you through it. Not only do they walk you through it, they get you in contact with people, networking me and getting me involved with other small businesses. But support, number one, is the main thing. The money is also great. So a live business for us has been crucial, mainly because they're receptive to our needs. They respond to what we want, where we rely on the internet, we rely on the phones heavily, we rely on money transfers through our website. The live business, the SBDC, has been there, and I think that they're beneficial to us.
Hi, I'm Ivana.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
I'm the owner of Bakehouse.
I'm the owner of Mother Face.
I would say working together under one roof is interesting. We're both chefs, but we're a totally different type of chefs.
Husband and wife in 954 square feet for a whole day. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been baking ever since I was a little girl, and it has always been a dream of mine to share my crafts and my talents with the public and the community.
Mother Freeze was something that was buried in my head 2 years back. I was a chef for almost 30 years, so a lot of these are savory items that I translated into ice cream.
So what we do is we try to introduce new flavors into our donuts and pastries. We like to make sure everything is seasonal. Donuts are a big hit. They love the complexity in the flavors. The cookies are also popular. Coming in third are the croissants, and we pride ourselves on baking in small batches so that every customer get a fresh product every time. Just the pure joy in seeing the happiness when a customer bites into one of my baked goods, it really brings me joy.
Mother Freeze was created for all generations. It's just a Bahamian cultural thing of driving for ice cream on Sundays with the family that I want to keep in our culture. I don't make any compromises with the recipes, with the names. I wanted to use all Bahamian names, the real deal. Ice cream needs pastry, you need the savory element. I feel like it's the perfect foundation for two small businesses to start, and then you can branch out in terms of how your brand strength is. The grant from Access Accelerator certainly propelled me into what I am today.
Definitely jumpstart my business, and it's given me the boost that I needed. So I'm very grateful for it.
Persons who are very serious in business, you have to be persistent in crafting something that's special. With me, it took over 2 years.
Certainly go after your dreams. It may seem like a daunting task in the beginning, but it's certainly going to be worth it in the end.
Good evening, creatives. Welcome back to our second information session. And back with us is Angelique McKay, who's the head of the Orange Economy Unit at the Ministry of Economic Affairs. So without further ado or delay, Angelique McKay, if you can take the floor. Thank you.
Good evening. As stated earlier, my name is Angelique McKay, and I would like to say that I am a Bahamian cultural warrior. And it is my esteemed pleasure to have been asked to bring opening remarks to this Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative information session this evening. This event that has been strategically designed to empower Bahamians of the orange economy, of the creative economy of the Bahamas, is a much needed and welcomed one. I'm sure that they are oversubscribed, hence the need for 2 days. And those of you that are in here this evening are very fortunate. Statistical research shows us that the creative economy is one of the most rapidly growing sectors in the world's economy. The timing for this Creative Entrepreneurs Program is welcome, and it also shows the country's commitment to their support of the promise to the creative community. This current administration has spoken about their support of the orange economy in the Blueprint for Change document. Sessions and events like this show that the government stands on business in the delivery of their promises. I am the head of the newly established Orange Economy Unit of the Ministry of Economic Affairs, and our mission statement is to take the creativity and culture of the Bahamas to the world. The goals of the Orange Economy Unit align with the vision statement of the unit, and that is to assist Bahamian creatives in gaining global recognition for their creative arts while gaining economic empowerment. As unit head, I am confident that my experience on the global stage relative to the creative economy will be an asset to our unit and creatives achieving international exposure. The years of experience and multitude of successful projects that I have executed on the international stage relative to exporting elements of the Bahamian orange economy allow for us to expand those paths that were already created and have more of our creatives exposed globally. This will be accomplished by the strength and commitment of the Bahamian creatives, all while being backed and fully supported by the government of the Bahamas. Our unit is also designed to establish new relationships between government agencies, non-government agencies, and corporate entities locally and internationally that have a focus on the strengthening of the orange economy globally. Believe me when I say to you, work has begun. These new global relationships will be forged with a specific focus on empowering professionals and novices in the creative industry of the Bahamas. New doors of opportunity will be opened, and we as Bahamian creatives must be ready to seize the opportunities as they are presented to us. We have the Bahamian film directors and producers who have movies on the international market blazing trails and opening doors for more of us to enter, as an example. We have Bahamian artisans that have their products on Amazon, showing us that the market is there and we too can be included. We will learn from them so that more of our items will be on Amazon and other such sites. We also have social media influencers that have been able to monetize their pages. We will share these stories and the process so as to assist our creatives on reaching these levels and achieving these same goals. One of our first initiatives from the unit is the Live Artist and Artisan Electric booklet. We are in the process of compiling a booklet with professionally photographed products by Bahamian artists and artisans that will be distributed to all government ministers, members of parliament, senators, senior government officials, ambassadors, and diplomats. It is intended that this will be their catalog for the purchase of gifts, for courtesy calls, items for when they travel, to have foreign visitors at their office, to be positioned to offer them authentic Bahamian items. The support of this initiatives comes from the highest office in the country. This will assist with strengthening the orange economy of the Bahamas, as well as exposing our products to a global audience. This booklet is live and will be updated on a regular basis as more products become available. The Orange Economy Unit is designed to focus specifically on the global marketing and promotion of our creatives and the products and services they offer. The world is there and waiting to experience what we have to offer from the Bahamas. One example I will share with you this evening took place in March of this year. This past March, I had a meeting with the directors of one of the largest music and dance festival in West Africa, Asabaka Festival. And in principle, they have agreed to have Bahamian artists on their lineup in 2025, as well as participants in their 2025 Artist in Residency program, based on what I presented to them. It is indeed a new day for the creatives of the Bahamas. This particular program, the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative, has elements of financial empowerment among other strategic elements such as workshops and training, and can only be loudly applauded as it changes the status quo with the creative industry. It is well known that one of our major obstacles or stumbling blocks that plague those in the creative industry is funding and easy access to capital. I am confident that the economic boost from this program will go a long way to those that have committed themselves to this journey. The team at the Orange Economy Unit are minded to attach ourselves to strategic partners for every project or program we embark on. Noting the use of strategic partners for this particular event as an example, it allows you to accomplish more, hit more targets, and accommodate more people. We become stronger together. We are currently in discussions with festival directors from around the world through an organization that I hold membership in, along with some of the top festival and event producers and directors globally. We are working on how to have our creatives involved and included in their events, from art and music festivals to residency programs, folk festivals, and more. There is about to be a paradigm shift in the creative industry in the Bahamas. Partnerships and collaborations are what will propel us to the next level. We are also in the process of partnering with agencies that offer grants to international creatives so that we can direct our creatives to these agencies so that they can benefit from these partnerships, as our unit itself does not offer or award grants. But we are mobilizing so that we can assist you in identifying outlets, and agencies that do. Another thing we intend to do is export the works and talents of the Bahamian creatives beyond our borders. We intend to change the status quo. It is no longer as business as usual in the creative community of the Bahamas. We are cognizant of the challenges that face our creatives that they may get requests for items outside of the country and the cost associated with shipping. We are currently working on a very meticulous plan to assist with this, and will be able to announce the way forward before the end of the year. The world on a larger scale is about to experience the explosive strength of the orange economy of the Bahamas. The Bahamian creative community is poised and ready to reap the financial benefits of this explosion. I am wishing you all success as you begin these sessions. Soak it all up and take it all in. You will be better off at the end of the day after having gone through this experience. And I would like to say again, thank you for having me and good evening. I will be here if you have any questions that you may put in the chat at the end of the sessions to be able to answer.
Thank you so much, Ms. McKay, for that wonderful and exciting information. I'm sure you're going to get lots and lots of persons coming to take advantage of what we have to offer here in the Bahamas. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. This is our second info session for the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative, and we are so excited for you guys to be here. Now, I like to know who's tuning in. So if you can drop inside the chat where you're tuning in from, which island you're tuning in from, and also let us know if you're an aspiring or an existing entrepreneur. Okay, where you guys tuning in from? Don't get shy on me. Drop right in the chat. Okay, we got Grand Bahama with us. We got Nassau, Long Island. We got a few existing entrepreneurs. This is good. This is good. Yeah, awesome. Exuma in the building. I love it. I love it. Okay, we got quite a few existing entrepreneurs. This is great. This is great. So you guys are really tuned into your success and your future. This is amazing. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. Give me one moment. Okay. Okay, I need to share my screen. One minute. Let's see who else we have in here. Oh, we have an aspiring entrepreneur, which is good. Awesome. Just trying to share my screen with you guys. Give me 1 second. We had a great session yesterday, guys. Right. Okay. Can we see my screen? I think you can. All right, so let's dive into what we have to offer for you guys today. So in the Bahamas, we as a people generally tend to take what we have for granted. And so what we get to enjoy on a daily, most persons spend quite a bit of funds just to experience. And so our natural resources alone, it has so much value to it, to the local and global markets. And however, we tend to underestimate its value. And as time goes by, this has led to cultural seclusion, underutilized talent, imports dependency, and economic loss. So to address the challenges that I previously mentioned, the Small Business Development Center Bahamas is partnering with the following organizations. We have the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, the National Commission of Persons with Disabilities, Bahamas Baptist Union of Churches, and United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, but you may know them as UNESCO. Together, we will empower Bahamians to develop world-class products and services using our natural resources to operate profitable and sustainable businesses. So throughout the presentation, I will guide you guys on the various ways we plan to achieve this goal. Okay. So our first step is crafting the Bahamas workshop. Crafting the Bahamas Workshop is a series of workshops that are designed for aspiring and existing entrepreneurs, those who are seeking to enrich and expand the creative industry. Now, this first cohort of in-person workshop sessions will include the following 8 islands. I have it on the screen, but I'll also read it out for you guys. We have Abaco, Andros, Cat Island, Eleuthera, Exuma, Grand Bahama, Long Island, and New Providence. Entrepreneurs will have the opportunity to register for up to 4 workshops of their choice. Of those 4 workshops, they will then be placed into up to 2 workshops based on availability. Apart from teaching our entrepreneurs how to authentically create Bahamian products at world-class standards, we also seek to showcase other creative entrepreneurs as training facilitators, and they will then, have that opportunity to gain recognition within the local and global markets. So I guess you can say it's an each one help one thing we got going on here with these workshops. Now, because these workshops are in high demand, our partners will manage the size of the workshops. And this is only for us to maintain a high quality experience for each participant. Therefore, this is a first come, first serve as who will be able to benefit from this opportunity. All right. And so each workshop has a different schedule for each island participating in the first cohort. There's a registration link. You can scan the QR code that will take you directly to the registration form. What I want you to take note when you go to register is each respective island will have their own schedule, okay? And so you will see a list of dates for each workshop. So please be sure to take note of those dates during your registration process. So some of the workshops include eclectic jewelry making, soy candle making, junkanoo mask making, and artisan soap making, just to name a few. Okay, so don't wait till the last minute, guys. So if you haven't registered as yet, please do so today. The deadline for registration is July 12th, 2024. So in the next few slides, you'll see some of the dates for each island and each workshop. Okay. Have the soy candle workshop schedule, the junkanoo mask workshop schedule. Okay, so let's talk about the business blueprint training course. So here with our partners, we don't want to just teach you a skill and not give you some information that you can use to capitalize on those skills and be a viable business in the future. So this course is a self-paced course. It consists of 7 modules, and they must be completed between August 5th and August 25th, 2024. Now, we want you to take note that you must complete this course in order for you to be eligible for the grant opportunity. Okay, that's very important. This course, you must complete it in order to be eligible for the grant opportunity. If you haven't registered already, there's a registration link on the screen. Please scan the QR code. The registration deadline is July 26, 2024. Okay. Okay, so I like to tell everyone, and we've heard it over and repeatedly, knowledge is power, okay? So don't take this as, oh, this is just more work for us to do. They can't take this knowledge away from you once you gain it. So I would say take advantage of this opportunity and make the most of it, okay? As creatives, we normally tend to focus on just creating and leave little to no room to growing and setting ourselves up for success in our business. And so this is the sole purpose for the business blueprint, to give you some sort of guideline to success. Some of the topics that we will cover will be to solve a problem for your community. Normally, you want to solve a problem in your community. That way, that's if you solve a problem, that way you get, the funds back. Another topic, we have create an identity for your business, distribute your products and services, build a relationship with your customers, sustain your business by generating a profit, build and grow your team responsibly, and last but not least, the legal aspects of entrepreneurship. Now, in order for you to put practice to theory, you will be given an assignment after each module. Therefore, please take the time to focus and understand what is being presented in each module. Don't rush it, y'all, okay? Take your time and make sure you understand what's being presented, okay? All right, mentorship opportunity. One of the things that I love about this initiative is that our partners gave thought to all things creative, and they want to basically set each participant up for business success. We understand that most creatives tend to work in solidarity. And so, that's basically the time when, the creative juices start to flow. However, through experience, we've come to understand that there's a certain level of creativity that flows when you're able to bounce ideas off of one another. It also takes the edge off, you know what I mean? And so this is why we included the mentorship opportunity for this initiative. We wanted to make sure that you have a trusted mentor that you can learn from and grow from, one that can help guide you on how to improve your business operations. They can help you with networking opportunities. They can also show you where you're going wrong and what you need to do better, okay? Those persons who have already been where you've been. Okay, so they could kind of hold your hand through the process. And I think that's really good additive to this initiative. So what are some of the benefits that you'll have with your mentor? They'll conduct one-on-one meetings. These meetings will be limited up to 2 sessions per week, just so we want to make sure that every participant has their fair share, okay? They'll also be there to assess weekly assignments. So as I mentioned before with the business blueprint, after each module, you'll be assigned an assignment. And so the mentors, they will grade these assignments based on the grading rubric that will be provided to them by our partners, okay? Our mentors will also help to facilitate a mentorship day event under the theme, Breaking Barriers, Lessons from Trailblazers. This event will host a number of exemplary women entrepreneurs and professionals who will inspire attendees to set smart and bold goals for their future. I think that's amazing, guys. As an added benefit for the event attendees, Bahamians who recently participated in UNESCO's Youth and Researchers Initiative will present on the topic, Navigating Business Insights from Young Bahamians. This event will be hosted sometime in September. Definitive date will be given closer to the time, okay? So make sure you guys are tuning into our Facebook page and our website, okay? Just to be updated as to what we got going on. Your mentors will also be there to offer additional support, okay? So the grant opportunity, there's a saying we've all probably heard a million times over. If you give a hungry man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And so with that being said, we've given you the tools that you need to be successful via the workshop by teaching you a skill, as well as the business blueprint, teaching you how to sustain yourself and how to be successful in business as well. And so now that you have those tools, we can now discuss ways in which we and our partners plan to support your success via the Creative Entrepreneurs Grant. As you can see on the screen, the application window is between August 5th and August 30th, 2024. So the first question that comes to mind, who can apply? I'm glad you asked. As listed on the screen, businesses that are majority Bahamian owned, businesses that offer unique products or services, businesses that earn less than 5 million in annual sales, Businesses that employ less than 50 people, and like I mentioned before, business owners must have completed the Business Blueprint Training course. Now, during the first week of August, we will share the grant application link for you to start the application process. Please take note of the application deadline, everyone. It's on the screen, August 30th, 2024. Please do not wait until the last minute to get your stuff together and apply, okay? Decision letters will be issued within 30 days. And that is our commitment to you. Now, if anything changes with that date, we will be sure to inform you of such. So once you're eligible to apply, there's a few documents that you will need to go along with your application, okay? Those documents will include an executive summary, a valid current business license, your passport photo page. Now, make sure that the name on the passport is the same as the name on the business license, okay? We just want to make sure that the two match, all right? Oops. Sorry, it kind of skipped there. All right. We'll also need your voter's card or utility bill. If you're presenting your utility bill, please make sure that it's no more than 3 months old, okay? Vendor invoices. We'll need your vendor invoices. Now, ladies, gentlemen, please do not send us your Amazon card because it will not be accepted, unfortunately. Screenshots of the business website and the price on the side, that's not going to be accepted either. We only want proper invoices. And when I say proper invoices, I mean the business name, the business address, an invoice number, invoice date, product description, quantity, price, and total, okay? We'll also need wiring instructions because we will be sending the funds directly to your vendor, okay? Now, make sure that it is a business bank account, okay? And the name of the business has to match the product or service that they're providing. What do I mean by that? I'm glad you asked. So say for instance that you have a construction company named Construction Global, and you provide us with an invoice that says Painters Anonymous or something like that. You know what I mean? It has to match what they're selling, okay? All right. We get down to the cultural evolution pitch competition. This is what I'm really excited about as well, guys. We know that not everyone will be able to benefit from the grant opportunity. So the cultural evolution pitch competition is an alternative way in which you can access additional funding as well as exposure. If we want to take our products global, we want participants to think outside the box and raise the bar, similar to what the new Duff has been able to accomplish. Have you guys tried the new Duff? It's pretty good, right? I thought that was an excellent idea. Okay, so now here's where we solidify the importance of the Bahamas Blueprint Training course. As I mentioned earlier, your assignments will be graded. And so the top 50 semifinalists ooh, that was a tongue twister just now. The top 50 semifinalists will be those who scored the highest, okay? And they will be the ones that are eligible to participate. To better prepare the semifinalists for the pitch competition, the initiative partners will conduct a pitch preparation workshop. And this is tentatively scheduled for September 3rd, 2024. Thereafter, September 6th, the pitch deck, the business plan, your professional headshot, a short biography, and your Bahamian passport. As I mentioned earlier, both dates are tentative, but please stay tuned. Confirmed dates will be given closer to the time, okay? Now, after the documents are reviewed, a total of 5 finalists who scored the highest will move on to participate in the Cultural Evolution Pitch Competition. And then there will be a first, second, and third prize winners, and they will receive cash and in-kind prizes. How exciting is that, right? More money, guys. And finally, we're at the Creatives Market. So our partners will host a Bahamian Creatives Market. This market aims to allow creative entrepreneurs to showcase their products and services to locals and tourists across the 8 islands that are a part of the first cohort. As I mentioned in the beginning, those 8 islands are Abaco, Andros, Cat Island, Exuma, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, Long Island, and New Providence. The Creators Market is also scheduled to take place in September. Confirmed dates will follow. Therefore, please be sure to follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is SBDC Bahamas. We post most of our updates and upcoming initiatives there. So check us out, like us, share it, okay, share it. We also share information on our website at www.sbdcbahamas.com. And we have reached the end of our presentation. Any questions? Anything that was unclear, please, this is your time to let us know. You have any questions? Okay, I see one said they fully understand. Thanks again. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ms. Bolade. All right, no questions? I was that good? You guys understand me that well? Okay, what happens when I can't join the workshop? I would say still go ahead and apply for the Bahamas Blueprint. So the workshop is to give you a skill, okay, but that does not exclude you from the grant opportunity. I would still go ahead and register for the Business Blueprint training course and continue the process from there. Okay, so the amount for the grant, we have 2,500 for aspiring entrepreneurs and 5,000 for existing entrepreneurs. Okay. Noticing that most events are through the week, would the market potentially be on a weekend? Like I said, a confirmed date will be given closer to the time, but we will definitely keep that in mind. Thank you so much for that. Okay, I'm curious if there are any current Bahamian creatives organizations are looking to as examples for others. So the facilitators for the workshops, they are Bahamian creatives, and that's what I was saying. You know, we want to give them more exposure locally as well as globally. That's a really good question, Alexis. Thank you. Is the workshop will be virtual or face-to-face? So it's in person. Okay, so you have to, and the locations for the in-person workshops will be given to you as well once you register. Can persons under 18 join the workshops? Unfortunately, no, they cannot, because these persons have to have a business license. And so, yeah, they have to be above age. When is the deadline? Hold on, a lot of questions coming in at the same time. Okay. When is the deadline to apply for the grant? August 30th. That's the deadline. Okay, where does one go to get a business license? You can go to the Department of Inland Revenue, and you can also apply online. www.bahamas.gov.bs, and then follow the links from there. How do we get a proper invoice and wire instructions from Amazon? I'm glad you asked, Christopher. So it's very hard to get a proper invoice from Amazon. So what I would say is to use your freight forwarder, have them purchase the items for you, and have them provide you with the invoice that way. Okay, we will take it like that. Okay, we want to go back to the blueprint. Sure. Business blueprint. Okay, there you go. What about ones who just starting out in business? Oh, yeah. So like I said, this is for aspiring and existing entrepreneurs. So if you're just a startup, okay, the product that I want to tap into is going to be new for my existing business. Is that okay? I'm pretty sure it is once it aligns with your business license. Is the workshop once or twice a week? Okay, so it's once a week between the hours of 5:30 and 8:30. But once you register, they'll give you that information as well, okay? Are local vendors accepted? Of course, of course. Of course. What if you have various vendors you utilize? Do we get in? Yes, get invoices from them all. Like I said, the amount for aspiring entrepreneurs is up to 2,500 and existing it's up to 5,000. So if you have various invoices, it has to be up to 5,000 or 2,500, depending on if you're an aspiring or an existing entrepreneur.
Also, sorry, I just wanted to interject with the local invoice question. We do accept international invoices as long as it's a proper invoice. It states the name of the business. It has the name of the client, that would be you, who's requesting the quote, and then they provide us with the wiring instructions as well. So, and then to go back to the Amazon question, as long as you have a freight forwarder who you are able to send your items that you want to have purchased, they can provide you with an invoice, and that can be itemized, or they can also, as support, provide us a screenshot of the card so we can see the itemized item and their wiring instructions. That would be the business or the import-export courier's wiring instructions. Those are acceptable as
well. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, not that one. It does not matter if you are over 50 to be a part of this. No, age is not a limit with this. What determines if we're aspiring or existing? I got my business license in January. So if you're operating and you're accepting sales, you're an existing business. Aspiring is you're not in operation as yet. Okay, so yes, you have your business license, but you're not in operation. You're an aspiring entrepreneur. If you got your business license in January and you're in operation, you're an existing entrepreneur. Okay. Is having a business license a criteria for being able to join the workshop? Yes. What if there's no wiring options for the vendor? They'll have to have something. There will be a wiring option. If not, I would suggest you find another vendor. Is the grant a standalone grant? Yes, it is. These are great questions, guys. Thank you so much. Keep them coming.
Yes, and just a brief reminder, we do have Ms. McKay from the Orange Economy. She's on here as well. I'd briefly like to ask Ms. McKay to just repost the email address. I think she did that our last session yesterday. If she can just post that in the comments. But guys, do remember that we have Ms. McKay with the Orange Economy. It's a new initiative, and so they're excited to help support and assist you. So ask questions because we have her here and she's able to give us information, and knowledge is power.
Let me just put something in there. This is Miss McKay. I would like to say that I have been exporting various aspects of Bahamian culture for the past, 15 years. I'm most noted for the exporting of Junkanoo by way of the Junkanoo Commandos. I've also taken some of our performing artists to different festivals as far as the UK, as close as different states within North America. So I've been able to take visual artists as well to be able to have their works on display at different art festivals and have their items sold. So the possibilities are endless, and it is going to be more inroads because there's the full support of the government behind the development of the orange economy. If you would take a look and get an opportunity to look at the blueprint for change, there's an entire page in that document that's devoted to the development of the orange economy. And for me to be placed there strategically, that means that they are really committed because I have a proven successful track record of exporting aspects of the orange economy. So like they said just now, I encourage you to reach out to us. I'll put our email address in there if you have any questions outside of this, and just be mindful that we are a new unit and we are still in the process of developing, but we will be poised to answer any questions you may have.
Ms. McKay, there's a question in the chat that asks where best can we keep up to date with the Orange Economy Initiative, as well as learn about what's been done in the past. You may have answered that, but
sorry. Like I said, we are very, very new. Like we haven't even been ripped out of the plastic as yet, eh? So the best way would be to email us for updates. We haven't been in a position yet to even do our social media pages as yet. That's how new we are. So once we begin to develop that, trust me, you will be able to see it. And I will lean on the strategic partners right here who's hosting this event to be able to make announcements for us until we're up and running. If there's anything, and I'm sure they will be willing to assist us by getting information out until we're up and running on our social media pages. Well,
Okay.
I see this question about workshop components. We're in the process of developing all of that. The major initiative for the exporting of products is something that we're going to be handling in the unit ourselves with strategic partners. So we will be spearheading that. We won't be able to announce that one until the end of the month because of the number of moving parts that go into the execution of something like that. But I can give you an overview of what that will look like. Persons in the past who have been able to get orders for their items. Say you have a necklace that somebody saw on one of your pages, and that necklace costs $25. But the cost for you to export that adds another $20 onto that product. So now the person who was purchasing it for $20 would have to purchase it for $50 in order for that, for them to get that, and in order for you to be able to generate any revenue from it. So what we're looking at is trying to create strategic partners where you would bring that item to us. you would pay the cost associated with shipping out of the US as opposed to shipping out of the Bahamas. So you would be able to attach the costs for shipping, say, from Florida to wherever their location is. So you would only have to add a few other dollars onto that for shipping, as opposed to the high prices associated with exporting out of the country. So that's something that we're looking at doing as we move forward. And like I said, we'll be able to make an announcement for that closer to the end of the year.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. McKay. I see a question here that says, can the funding for grants also go towards clearing customs duty for imported items? Yes. Do you guys teach persons to export their products? Okay, so in the workshops, I'm pretty sure that will be covered.
Sorry, and Claire, just to interject, with reference to the customs duty and imported items, as long as you are able to provide us with the invoice from a legitimate business and they have a legitimate bank account with a business name, we will accept that as an invoice. Okay, great. And then for Ms. McKay, I think there was a request for the email just to be in contact with the Orange Economy. I guess sort of like sign up ahead of time. You can just repost that in the group as well for us. Much appreciated.
Okay, do you guys have any more questions for us? You guys, these questions are great. Don't forget to register now. Make sure you register. Don't wait till the last minute. Like I said, the workshops are first come, first serve, so you don't want to wait till the last minute to take advantage of those workshops and registering for them. Do you have any more questions, guys? Okay, last call for questions. Yes, who can you contact for more information? Let me take you to that screen. Give me 1 second. All right, so contact us for more information. Our telephone contact is 242-461-7232. You can also email us at info@sbdcbahamas.com. You can also check out our website at www.sbdcbahamas.com. And then follow and like us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is SBDC Bahamas. Can a person with $0 start? Of course. That's the purpose of this, to help you guys get started and give you a skill to work with. Make sure you register and make sure you have your business license. Okay? You're very welcome. All right. If we do not have any more questions, I would like to take this time to say thank you to Ms. Angelique F. McKay from the Orange Economy Unit from the Ministry of Economic Affairs. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us for both evenings. We know you're a busy woman because you're getting this this new industry, creative industry, up and running. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I want to.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you. I also want to thank you guys who are tuning in for joining us tonight. We appreciate your time and we hope all the best to you with this grant. And my pleasure. Thank you so much. And hopefully, you know, I wish you guys all the best and you're successful in this whole process.
Thank you, Claire. Just one last time, if you can just take them back through the workshop sign up link page, that'll be great. And once that is done, I will share just a brief video on some of the many creative businesses that we have helped support with our grants and our loan initiatives. Thank you.
All right, there we go. Okay, so you can scan that QR code and you guys get to it. Let's do it. I'm so excited for this. When I saw the soy candle making, I was like, yeah, that's my favorite one. And the artisan soap.
So my name is Aiden. I'm the owner of House of Assembly, and we launched in about 2016 with just like an espadrille line, so very printed, like colorful footwear and sandals, and then eventually by 2019 we kind of pivoted to handbags. I don't know if I ever actually decided to become a fashion designer, but growing up I had a grandmother that plaited a lot of straw, and she lived in Exuma as well, so every summer I would kind of help her do that in terms of plaiting straw and then selling to vendors in the straw market. And you know, I think when you grow up doing things, you don't really see it as a career opportunity. It's just something that you do. But it wasn't until the end of high school that she actually passed away that I kind of, like, you know, reframed things and ended up deciding to go to art school. Yeah, I did internships and apprenticeships at a few different firms at Ralph Lauren when I was in school. And then by the time I graduated, I did a year with Stuart Weitzman and then a year with Reebok, and then about 6 months with Tory Burch as well. So my customer base right now, I would say, is about 90% Bahamian and 10% other. And when I refer to other, I'm referring to Caribbean, US, and sometimes Canada. But I think in terms of appetite for the brand thus far, it's been mostly the Caribbean. And I think it's just because people in the Caribbean just find that connection to the vibrancy and the patterns and the prints, just because of the environment that we live in. In regards to the Creative Entrepreneurship Initiative, I really like the fact that creatives in the Bahamas and the Caribbean are being given this opportunity to kind of learn more about the intellectual property rights and kind of like the ownership that goes behind it, because I think as a lot of entrepreneurs, we don't have that background in branding and legal and training and copyright infringement. And I think that's why a lot of small businesses don't end up doing as well as people that have that background. So I'm really excited for the opportunity to learn more about that and to be able to do that through the grant funding that we've been awarded.
Since I've been engaged with the SBDC, not only have I gained tremendous business information, but the support that they give you for helping me to do the proper business step-by-step protocols. They're there to assist you. I can call my advisors anytime and they are willing to help. To navigate these waters is very tough if you don't have any information or any help. SBDC, they walk you through it. Not only do they walk you through it, they get you in contact with people, networking me and getting me involved with other small businesses. But support, number one, is the main thing. The money is also great. So a live business for us has been like crucial, mainly because they're receptive to our needs. They respond to what we want, where we rely on the internet, we rely on the phones heavily, we rely on money transfers through our website. The live business, the SBDC has been there, and I think that they're beneficial to us.
Hi, I'm Ivana.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
I'm the owner of Bakehouse.
I'm the owner of Mother Freeze.
I would say working together under one roof is interesting. We're both chefs, but we're a totally different type of chef.
Husband and wife in 954 square feet for a whole day. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been baking ever since I was a little girl, and it has always been a dream of mine to share my crafts and my talents with the public and the community.
Mother Freeze was something that was buried in my head 2 years back. I was a chef for almost 30 years, so a lot of these are savory items that I translated into ice cream.
So what we do is we try to introduce new flavors into our donuts and pastries. We like to make sure everything is seasonal. Donuts are a big hit. They love the complexity and the flavors. The cookies are also popular. Coming in third are the croissants, and we pride ourselves on baking in small batches so that every customer get a fresh product every time. Just the pure joy in seeing the happiness when a customer bites into one of my baked goods, it really brings me joy.
Mother Freeze was created for all generations. It's just a Bahamian cultural thing of driving for ice cream on Sundays with the family that I want to keep in our culture. I don't make any compromises with the recipes, with the names. I wanted to use all Bahamian names, the real deal. Ice cream needs pastry, you need the savory element. I feel like it's the perfect foundation for two small businesses to start, and then you can branch out in terms of how your brand strength is. The grant from Access Accelerator certainly propelled me into what I am today.
Definitely jumpstart my business, and it's given me the boost that I needed. So I'm very grateful for it.
Persons who are very serious in business, you have to be persistent in crafting something that's special. With me, it took over 2 years.
Certainly go after your dreams. It may seem like a daunting task in the beginning, but it's certainly going to be worth it in the end.
So my name is Aiden. I'm the owner of House of Assembly, and we launched in about 2016 with just like an espadrille line, so very printed, like colorful footwear and sandals, and then eventually by 2019 we kind of pivoted to handbags. I don't know if I ever actually decided to become a fashion designer, but growing up I had a grandmother that plaited a lot of straw, and she lived in Exuma as well, so every summer I would kind of help her do that in terms of plaiting straw and then selling to vendors in the straw market. And you know, I think when you grow up doing things, you don't really see it as a career opportunity. It's just something that you do. But it wasn't until the end of high school that she actually passed away that I kind of like, you know, reframed things and ended up deciding to go to art school. Yeah, I did internships and apprenticeships at a few different firms at Ralph Lauren when I was in school. And then by the time I graduated, I did a year with Stuart Weitzman and then a year with Reebok, and then about 6 months with Tory Burch as well. So my customer base right now, I would say, is about 90% Bahamian and 10% other. And when I refer to other, I'm referring to Caribbean, US, and sometimes Canada. But I think in terms of appetite for the brand thus far, it's been mostly the Caribbean. And I think it's just because people in the Caribbean just find that connection to the vibrancy and the patterns and the prints, just because of the environment that we live in. In regards to the Creative Entrepreneurship Initiative, I really like the fact that creatives in the Bahamas and the Caribbean are being given this opportunity to kind of learn more about the intellectual property rights and kind of like the ownership that goes behind it, because I think as a lot of entrepreneurs, we don't have that background in branding and legal and training and copyright infringement. And I think that's why a lot of small businesses don't end up doing as well as people that have that background. So I'm really excited for the opportunity to learn more about that and to be able to do that through the grant funding that we've been awarded.
Since I've been engaged with the SBDC, not only have I gained tremendous business information, but the support that they give you for helping me to do the proper business step-by-step protocols. They're there to assist you. I can call my advisors anytime and they are willing to help. To navigate these waters is very tough if you don't have any information or any help. SBDC, they walk you through it. Not only do they walk you through it, they get you in contact with people, networking me and getting me involved with other small businesses. But support, number one, is the main thing. The money is also great. So a live business for us has been like crucial, mainly because they're receptive to our needs. They respond to what we want, where we rely on the internet, we rely on the phones heavily, we rely on money transfers through our website. The live business, the SBDC has been there, and I think that they're beneficial to us.
Hi, I'm Ivana.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
I'm the owner of Bakehouse.
I'm the owner of Mother Freeze.
I would say working together under one roof is interesting. We're both chefs, but we're a totally different type of chefs.
Husband and wife in 954 square feet for a whole day. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been baking ever since I was a little girl, and it has always been a dream of mine to share my crafts and my talents with the public and the community.
Mother Freeze was something that was buried in my head 2 years back. I was a chef for almost 30 years, so a lot of these are savory items that I translated into ice cream.
So what we do is we try to introduce new flavors into our donuts and pastries. We like to make sure everything is seasonal. Donuts are a big hit. They love the complexity and the flavors. The cookies are also popular. Coming in third are the croissants, and we pride ourselves on baking in small batches so that every customer get a fresh product every time. Just the pure joy in seeing the happiness when a customer bites into one of my baked goods, it really brings me joy.
Mother Freeze was created for all generations. It's just a Bahamian cultural thing of driving for ice cream on Sundays with the family that I want to keep in our culture. I don't make any compromises with the recipes, with the names. I wanted to use all Bahamian names, the real deal. Ice cream needs pastry, you need the savory element. I feel like it's the perfect foundation for two small businesses to start, and then you can branch out in terms of how your brand strength is. The grant from Access Accelerator certainly propelled me into what I am today.
Definitely jumpstart my business, and it's given me the boost that I needed. So I'm very grateful for it.
Persons who are very serious in business, you have to be persistent in crafting something that's special. With me, it took over 2 years.
Certainly go after your dreams. It may seem like a daunting task in the beginning, but it's certainly going to be worth it in the end.